You just play any position every week, or what?
I'll tell you what. My dad told me a long time ago. He said, "Son, you got talent." And yesterday. I mean, well, not yesterday, but last Sunday, man. I just gotta give him the ability, I guess.
Seriously, how tough is that to do on the fly?
It's different just because you have different little technique things that you have to get down and everything. But for the most part, I'm in there with the secondary. We all meet together, corners and safety, so I know pretty much what their job is and what they need to do. So it wasn't as bad as you would think it is.
Did it add to the nerves before the game, starting your first game after just one practice at corner?
I'll tell you what, I was a little anxious. But I knew everything was gonna be all right in the end. I have great teammates that had my back, and hey, did all right.
After you sat in film with Coach Odom and the rest of the secondary, how did you evaluate your performance?
I did okay. Like I said, little technique things that you have to work on that that come with being a corner. Coming from safety, you're playing from depth. So you get the whole picture, and things move a little bit slower. But as you move closer to the line of scrimmage, things move a little bit faster, and just getting them little technique things down.
Are you doing it again this week?
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
Is this a permanent move?
I don't know. It's whatever they tell me to play, I'll play. If they told me to play nose, I go play that too.
How different? I mean, you said there's technique differences. Considering that nobody watching this has ever played in the secondary, can you sort of break down or simplify what some of those differences are?
Like I say, corners, they're a little bit more hands-on, when it comes to the passing game. They're right up there on the receiver, so, working your feet and little technique things, is a big part. Also, you have to be able to, play from depth, and, it's looking at the field from a different viewpoint. I'm not in that, left third, when I'm playing safety.
Coaches always seem to be recruiting big, tall receivers. Did your receivers say anything when they saw you lined up across from him?
Like I said, I knew Antoine Goodley, the kid behind him, so they walked up, they said, "What are you doing in that corner?" And I told him, I said, it's time to put a body on a body, big man on a big man.
How's just the confidence, the pulse of the team going in now that you've had a few days to bounce back from Baylor as you get ready for North Texas?
I've seen a focus around these guys, man. We're focused now. We're even more focused than we were because we got to get it together. We feel like last Sunday, that was not SMU football at all. So moving forward, it's best that we focus up and play our game.